So is now the right time to start investing in property? Well, the answer is, of course, yes. Every time is a good time to get started investing in property. It's kind of like the stock market. What you don't want to do is try and buy at the bottom or try and sell at the top, because ultimately, if you are constantly playing that game of waiting for the top and the bottom, it may never come. You end up losing out and you only look back at what you could have done, should have done in the future. What you do need to be aware of, however, is how the market conditions affect the deals that you're looking at. And of course, this applies to all residential strategies, all investment strategies, to be fair. It's whether we make our money when we buy, whether we make our money when we sell, and that sliding scale in between depending on the market conditions. So just as an example, the property market, as we all know, has been very buoyant recently, where we know that properties are selling for way more than they're being marketed for. We've got bidding wars, sealed bids, all that stuff, which means that it is a seller's market. Now, what a seller's market means is that the reality is if we're starting to add value to property, that we're going to be able to command a strong price when we resell, which of course means that the adjustment needs to lie where we might not necessarily be able to get as much off the purchase price, but we're certainly going to make it at the back end. Now, as the market starts to correct, adjust, plateau, as it is kind of doing now, where house prices are flattening out, transaction numbers are reducing, and of course, with what's going on in the world at the moment, the market's starting to be affected. And what that means is that where we were relying on making the money when we added the value, that's starting to adjust again, where we're having to start looking at the money that we get off the purchase price at the front end. And that sliding scale is what we need to adjust as property investors as the market changes. So when it's buoyant, we go that way, and when it's not as great, we start moving that way. And of course, when markets crash, we're looking at getting maximum reduction off values. And when the market's buoyant, we're looking at maximizing the value add that we can add. So hopefully that helps. Make sure that you're not putting things off until you think the market's going to do something it might never do. Now is definitely the right time. Obviously, if you're looking to do the quick flips, i.e. quick transactions, i.e. flips, then you need to make sure that the figures are allowing for that. If you're looking to hold for the long term, well, history dictates that the property market will continue to rise. Whether it rises at the rate it's been going in the past is not necessarily a certainty, but it is pretty certain it's going to rise over a long period of time. So make sure that you are getting in now when you can, rather than waiting for that bottom that may never come.